What is this, a heavy metal concert? No, this is RuneFest 2025. This is the event we've been waiting literally years for. Through cancellations and delays, we're finally here. After seeing theories, bingo boards, hopes, and dreams posted all over Discord and Reddit, let's take a deep dive into what RuneFest actually showed us, and what they didn't. The old school portion of RuneFest started us out strong with a sick animation showcasing the doom of Mokiatl. We had the pleasure of seeing many content creators lose their lives and a first look at what the boss actually looks like. He's a giant face, but I do think he looks really cool. Along with the boss, we learned more about some of the other quests coming with Varlamore Part 3. The quests give generous amounts of experience and new rewards. We'll also be getting the new fletching minigame and some new Slayer monsters. But the most important part of Varlamore Part 3 is the crab boss. No more getting crashed while AFKing sand crabs. We can now AFK together. The HD mode will be coming this year. It's going to be running on a different engine entirely, so performance will actually improve with the improved graphics as well. But before we get the HD mode, we will be getting the standard definition mode with the new plugin hub. I know everyone is hesitant to switch from RuneLite to the new client, but I would recommend at least testing it there. The plugins have the ability to be much more accurate. Think of things like how the loot tracker has trouble tracking things that don't drop anything, like ghouls. The official client won't have that issue. Or pot timers not knowing how long it's going to take for that first stat decrease. This also isn't going to be an issue with the official client. I recommend approaching this client with hesitance, but also excitement, because all of these changes, the HD and the plugin hub, will be accessible on mobile. Even if you're not a fan of plugins in general, the extended logout timer on mobile alone is huge. Let's talk about the first thing we'll be getting this year, the Sailing Alpha. This may be the most contentious update OSRS has ever had, but I, for one, am all about it. The weather on the sea, the different water types. For God's sakes, look at the narwhals, people. And we've got some of the best JMods working on this. I think this is going to be peak content. The Sailing Alpha is set to be playable sometime this month, so I'll be uploading a video sometime this month with my thoughts on it. Oh, and another thing. As cool and exciting as this sailing map is, there's something on it that wasn't mentioned at all. The black square in the desert is gone. They didn't mention it at all at RuneFest, but at some level, it looks like they are starting to work on Menaphos. I have been waiting on this for so long. I have talked about my love for duo content many times. Duo challenge modes, duo TOA, duo TOB, the Royal Titans. It's my favorite stuff in the game. And now, the demon below Kourend, Yama. We have endgame duo content. It was compared with aspirational content to the likes of Awakened bosses, and the rewards are so cracked, I'm actually not sure they will all pass. Death Charge is already extremely powerful, recharging 15% special attack on an enemy you just killed. But with the upgrade here, you now get 15% special per enemy, and it works on 2 enemies. This is going to be absurd for speedruns at places like Fasani's Nightmare, Colosseum, Fight Caves, and even the Inferno. Even Slayer bosses like Araxor will see a huge damage increase due to this. But that's not all. The Surge Potion is a new potion that recovers 25% special attack energy once every 5 minutes. That may not sound like a lot, but these two things together pretty much invalidates every current speedrun. And the new rune, the Cosmic Soul Rune, is going to make these things even easier. Right now you have to sacrifice an inventory slot to have Death Charge and Thralls, but this rune is going to combine the two so you save an inventory slot. This is major power creep, and hopefully this boss is hard enough to justify it. Yama doesn't just drop consumables though. Inquisitor is the Crush Armor set, and now for Slash we get the Soul set. It has 38 slash accuracy over Torva at the cost of 7 strength. This is going to make it incredibly useful for high defense bosses like Duke, and unlike Inquisitor, this set is actually really tanky. There's also a new special attack weapon that is meant to be used with groups. How the Soul Flame Horn works is any allies within 2 tiles have the accuracy of their next melee attack increased by 100% for 6 seconds. It uses 25% special attack per player affected. It's really unclear at this point what players are considered your allies, but picture this. A trio theater of blood. Zarpus, you can use the horn and the two players can now each hammer twice with insane accuracy, and then you're still left with enough special attack to BGS afterwards. This should be an interesting weapon to see in raids and maybe at Nex, but usually people just Void Waker at Nex. The armor is set up in a way with drop protection built in. The boss drops armor shards instead of the armor pieces, so you won't run into the situation of getting 5 helms and no legs. These armor shards are combined with a new ore. I really like this type of system. It utilizes your skills and drop rate protection at the same time. Coming this summer, we're getting a handful of fine-tuning adjustments. Jagex is expanding the elemental weakness system, which personally motivates me to grind Fasani for the harmonized orb. I am still hoping that this item will be good one day. They are also going to make it so you can use halberds on Zulrah or Avianzes. I'm curious to see if this will shake up any metas. Maybe I'll wear full Torva and a Noxious halberd and go visit Kree. A lot of the loot tables are going to be rebalanced. They say that balancing is key, so I'm expecting to see some nerfs, some buffs, and maybe a collection log here or there. And Slayer lovers rejoice. The block list is being reworked, but more importantly, Sire is being modified. Whatever could that mean? Here's the thing. I really want to like Project Zanaris. It sounds fun in concept, but just adjusting stat values doesn't quite do it for me. The Rat King and the Fight Club thing they showed off didn't really sound too promising to me. As it stands right now, because you have to pay to host a server, I really just see this as appealing to some content creators that want to host community events. And even if it's just that, it's probably fine. But I want to see things like map editors and NPC editors. For example, in my head, I have this pitch for Inferno level content, Mage Arena 3, where there are 3 portals representing Saradomin, Zamorak, and Guthix sending their minions to stop you. A wave-based minigame with unique mechanics, but it's really hard to explain my vision. If I could create unique maps and monsters and share my vision as a pitch, this would be an amazing project to me. And not just me, but during the new skill discussions, if people could show their skill ideas, that would be amazing. I had a fairly popular skill post on Reddit about the tinkering skill before I started YouTube. And the thing is, explaining a new concept is hard. Even if it's just a really simple concept, it sounds complex when you start typing out all the little mechanics. But if the community had a really customizable thing, like Project Zanaris, to share ideas, this would be so cool. And that's what I really want to see from Zanaris. Not these 100 times experience multipliers just to kill Scurious quickly. And the last thing shown off at this RuneFest was the Grandmaster finale for the Vampire Quest. It's always exciting to get quest finales. They didn't spoil too much about this, but we already know with Mod Ed on this, it's gonna be fire. As always, it's always exciting to hear what the JMods cooked up. They mentioned Raids 4, but said it would be discussed more in the Winter Summit, so it's not really worth covering here. Anyways, I hope you all have an amazing day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.